Hey y'all, what's up? I'm taking a break from my bike ride today. But I just wanted to say thank you to everybody that's reached out recently with your prayers and checking on me and well wishes. I appreciate you guys. But I realized that a lot of people don't know what's been going on the last few years. So back in 2022, I was diagnosed with a condition called Thoracic Outlet Syndrome. Now, let's rewind back to summer of 2022. I had just got to Miami. Maybe a day or two later, I woke up and my arm was completely swollen. My veins were starting to pop out a little bit, and it was really, really sore. And I was on that trip for like 9 days. So fast forward to like the last day, it was way worse. My arm was huge by then. My friends was calling it, we were calling it the Incredible Hulk arm, because my arm was huge. It was purple, and all my veins were like bulging like crazy, and it was really, really painful. And my girls are like, I don't know if you should be flying home like this, but I got to get home. So get home, immediately go to urgent care. Went through a lot of testing, and long story short, they realized that it was from a blood clot. Now, I was not ready for that because this same thing had happened on my other arm back in 2019, so a few years prior. Exact same thing had happened. And I went through a bunch of testing then. They never quite figured out what it was exactly. They said, oh, you just strained something, pulled something. Went through a little bit of physical therapy, and I was good. So that was back in 2019. So now fast forward to 2022, it happens again, other arm, and we realize it's a blood clot. So now I've had 2 blood clots in both my arms. So they immediately sent me for a bunch of different testing, obviously testing my blood. They found out that I do not have any type of clotting disorder. I don't have like a blood disorder. And that the condition is called Thoracic Outlet Syndrome. What that is between the collarbone and your first rib. For me, it's compressed. So for most people, there's enough space there for your arteries and veins to get through. But for me, it's not. So it compresses my arteries and my veins. And guess what made it worse? Working out, strength training, upper body weights, all that made it way worse, and that's how I got the actual blood clots. So I remember sitting in urgent care talking with the doctors, and they're just looking at me like, girl, you've been just out here with a blood clot, like it could have broke away and traveled to, anyway, we all know, like it could have been real bad. So I'm glad we caught it. So I started seeing a vascular doctor. I've been seeing him for 2 years now. I'm on blood thinners. I've been on blood thinners since 2022 when they discovered it. And it's getting better. It's getting a lot better, actually. But he wanted to refer me to a renowned surgeon out here. Luckily, I live in LA. So I have access to some of the best doctors because this condition is extremely, extremely rare. But he said there's a really good doctor, surgeon at UCLA that I want you to go see. So I saw him this summer, and he set me up for some testing, which is what I just had last week at UCLA. It was a procedure. What they did is they went through my arm. I don't know if y'all can still see it, but they stuck a tube in my arm, or a catheter, and they put the wire, they put a little camera at the end of the wire, and they wanted to actually go in my veins with the camera to see what it looks like from the inside, to see how much damage, because I've been getting tested like an ultrasound every 3 months for the past 2 years, but they wanted to literally get in there and see. So and then they shot some dye, did the contrast, and did like the x-ray, so they could see like how the blood, if the blood is getting through, how much is getting through, how much blockage I still have. And I chose to be up for the whole thing. I declined anesthesia. I do not like anesthesia. Had a really bad experience. So I declined anesthesia, and so I was up the whole procedure. And you know I'm a nerd, so I was talking to the doctor. He was letting me watch the whole procedure and talking me through everything. So yeah, like this wire went up my arm, across my chest, and to the other side, so they could also check over there. And yeah, it's wild because I'm like watching on camera, you know, as this wire is like going through my body, through my blood vessels. Anyway, it's really crazy. So that was the procedure that I had done last week. I go for my follow-up in a few weeks, but I already know what they're gonna say, that the solution is for me to get surgery. Now, the problem is the surgery is to remove my 2 first ribs, because again, it's compressed right there. So the surgery that they do for that is they remove the rib. And I'm sorry, y'all, I'm not getting that. I'm not getting 2 of my ribs removed from my chest. It's just not happening. So I'm like, well, what else can we do, doc? So it's looking like I most likely will be on blood thinners for the rest of my life. And guess what? No more of this. No more strength training. No more weight training. Nothing with the upper body. So fantastic, right? You gotta love how life comes at you fast. So I'm like, okay, well, that sucks, doc, but okay. So those are my options. Never say never. If, you know, in the future it gets really, really bad, you know, obviously I will revisit getting the surgery again. But right now, I'm just gonna have to, you know, roll with the punches. It does bother me. It just don't realize like how many times you lift your arm, right? I'm short, so I'm always like reaching up trying to grab stuff out of my cabinets. I could barely brush my teeth. Forget about doing my hair. Like it takes literally a whole day to do my hair if my girlfriend isn't helping me. So it's affected my life for sure. But right now, I just can't see myself getting 2 of my ribs removed. So like I said, I'm just gonna have to roll with the punches with this one. But yeah, I realized a lot of people are like, girl, what was you doing in the hospital? Are you okay? So not a lot of people know, you know, what I've been going through with this. So I just want to say thank you for, again, everybody that checked in on me. I appreciate y'all. And hey, we're all dealing with something, right? So I send my love and prayers to all of you, just as you have sent it to me. I appreciate you guys, and we will talk soon.